Hey guys, welcome back to Rossoneri TV. I'm Gio and I'm here for a new live stream to discuss about the latest AC Milan news that occurred throughout the week. Now, before I start, I would like to apologize in advance for really not being able to make any content in these past few days. It was my first week back at school. Things are getting heavy once again, so it is more likely that I will be making less content throughout the week nowadays. However, I will, of course, make videos as soon as there's breaking news, stuff like that. The match previews, reviews, and everything of that sort will continue going on as usual. But this is just a heads up that, like many of you, probably already started school, so it is a lot tougher now. Now, I wanted to speak a lot about what went on really throughout the week. But before I get started, make sure to leave your comments in the comment section regarding what you think about these news, as I will be reading them throughout the live stream. So let's start off with the Supercoppa, because it has finally been announced today that the Supercoppa, that is the TIM Supercup, for those of you that don't know what this is, it is a trophy that is contested between the winner of the Serie A of last season against the winner of the Coppa Italia last season. Now, as you may know, Juventus won both of them, that is the Serie A and the Coppa Italia last season. Therefore, this game actually is contested between the winner of the Serie A and the runner-up of the Coppa Italia in this case, and that is, of course, Milan. So we will be participating in this Supercoppa team. This will be taking place in December, on December 23rd to be exact, in Doha in Qatar. Now, I know there are a few of our subscribers, followers, that live in Qatar and are probably going to assist that match. So if I may ask you guys to send me videos of that match when it occurs, that'll be great. But I mean, it's a bit of a weird date considering the fact that it is close to Christmas. I mean, we don't have any matches right after that, so that is good to see. However, I think this date could have been maybe planified a bit better. Also, to have it in Qatar, many people will consider it as a money move more than anything for the fans. I would have preferred if this game was played in Italy, for example, but of course, we all know that these Super Cups are usually played elsewhere and not in Italy. Now, moving on to today's this week's news, there's also been confirmation regarding Umberto Gandini. He has finally left AC Milan after 20 years, and he has joined Roma as their new CEO. Now, he mentioned that the change in ownership at Milan is pretty much what led him to make this move, and that his roles will be more personal and important now with the Giallorossi. Now, of course, we wish him the best of luck, but I have to say that he was the only person on social media that was pretty much responding to the fans throughout these past few years of confusion. The only one that was trying to give the fans some answers regarding the whole situation going at Milan. However, he was also a bit delusional himself in these past few years, I have to say, because I remember reading tweets of people saying, we're not going to get anywhere this season, referring to the past seasons, and he was saying, wow, I can't believe you guys could already know which place we're going to end up in without the season even starting. And then we all know how it ended. He was just trying to camouflage Galliani and Berlusconi in certain circumstances. And that is what I really didn't like from him towards his later months that he was in charge at Milan. So we wish him luck. I hope he gets all his dreams in Roma. However, it is time to move on because there's new staff members coming in, and that is exactly what I want to speak about now. I want to speak about Marco Fassone, the new AC Milan CEO, because he wants to hire a new sporting director by next week. Now, we spoke about this already last month, back in August, when Marco Fassone was appointed as a new AC Milan CEO. and he said that he had to find a new sporting director, pretty much the position that is currently taken by Adriano Galliani. Now, there are many names that could be taking the sporting director position, but at the very moment, the main name appears to be Massimiliano Mirabelli. Now, I don't know much about this guy. However, what I do know is that he is currently the Inter chief scout, and he worked together with Fassone back in 2014 and 2015. So that is something positive to look at. At least they have some sort of relationship going on, some understanding between the two men. So I'm hoping to see Mirabelli potentially being a very good sporting director, because technically this is the guy that's going to be making the transfers happen, or at least showing interest with other teams to see which transfers could actually occur at Milan. So besides this new sporting director that should be announced next week, there will be also the appointing of a former Milan legend to work alongside the sporting director. And the names are the usual ones. Of course, there's Costa Curta, there's Maldini, and Albertini. But between all these three, it appears to be that Costa Curta seems to be the main candidate at this very moment. Now, many people are obviously saying we wish it was Maldini. We want to see a return of Paolo at Milan. And while I could agree with that, I believe that Maldini said in a recent interview that he will not return back to Milan, at least for the moment. So chances are that this person that's supposed to be alongside Marco Fassone, or the sporting director Mirabelli, will not be Maldini, but it could very well be Costa Curta. Now, I think that whoever it is will be in charge of a very important role. Moreover, I think it's going to be a role to give back trust to the fans, because the fans have always wanted a former Milan legend back at the club to take care of certain things. But as we all know, when Berlusconi and Galliani were there in these past few years, they wanted to know nothing about this, and they never put any effort into this at all. So it's good to see that the Chinese and Marco Fassone are taking this necessary step towards bringing back a legend at Milan that could very well do a good job at Milan, as well as bringing back the faith and the trust that the fans deserve. Speaking of players now, Mati Fernandez will be out for at least 2 weeks as he received a lesion to his right thigh muscle. Now, the injury occurred during the international break as he was playing with Chile, and this could actually go on more than 2 weeks, because I believe that in 2 weeks' time, he will only be making further tests, and after that, Milan will have to evaluate his recovery time. So this could very well be more than 2 weeks. It could actually lead up to a month, nothing more than that, in my opinion. But it sucks, because I actually wanted to see how he was going to play in these next few games, but it seems that he won't be making his debut for at least a few weeks. Now, before I start reading your comments, I just wanted to congratulate the Milan Club Montreal on meeting Kaká. Of course, as you may know, I am part of the administration of the Milan Club Montreal, and a few days ago, on Wednesday, the Milan Club Montreal had the privilege of meeting up with Kaká after their game against the Montreal Impact in Montreal. And I just wanted to say to my former peers at the Milan Club Montreal, congratulations on this achievement. We are doing big things for the club, and hopefully there will be many more to come. So that is it for the major news regarding what happened at AC Milan this week. Nothing really extraordinary happened, but what we do know is that Marco Fassone is trying to get a sporting director, and of course there's going to be a legend next to his name. So let's start reading your questions. I think I'll be doing it for the next 5 minutes or so. seeing that there's not many of you online watching the stream at the very moment. But let's start off with Fadi. He says Harry Kane to AC Milan. The Chinese are after him. I heard initial reports of Harry Kane, but to be honest, I don't think there's anything concrete at this very point. Harry Kane could be maybe a solution, but at the same time, knowing that we have Baka and Lapadula up front, I don't know if Milan will actually consider going after Harry Kane. Where will Uncle Fester go after Milan? This is something that still hasn't been decided. Personally, I think he's going to be taking a break from everything. But I honestly think that, he's not going to be involved with any other team. If he's going to be involved with something, it might be with the Lega Serie A, since he is the vice president of the Serie A. So he might be involved with something there. Clayton, Gio, do you think I can give some luck to Milan on the 23rd of December? It will be my birthday. I really hope you could, because we need to win that game at all costs. It would be nice to once again see a trophy after so many years. I hope we don't sell Donnarumma. Now, speaking about Donnarumma, you guys may have heard about links of him to Real Madrid in the past. And also in recent weeks, there have been links regarding Donnarumma to Real Madrid. Well, recently his agent, Mino Raiola, came out and said that it is not true. Real Madrid are not interested in Donnarumma. What to make out of this, I'm not quite sure. It could be true, it could be false. But I think that Donnarumma will not accept any other option than staying at AC Milan. De Sciglio's linked away. What is situation? Is Calabria better? De Sciglio's been linked away for a really long time. I really like Calabria. I think that Calabria could become a starter. I want to see what Calabria could do. Hopefully, he will be getting more playing time. But definitely, I like Calabria. De Sciglio could do well as well, but he needs to once again find that rhythm that he found at the Euros in the summer. Gio, who do you realistically think Milan will bring over in January? Not quite sure about any names, but maybe Rodrigo Caio in defense could be a very good solution. There's also been reports about Bigia, maybe in the midfield, so we'll see what happens. But I think Rodrigo Caio seems a better option for Milan at the moment. Maybe, we could consider someone else, maybe back linking with Musacchio could be another option, going back to those names that we couldn't get in the summer, but now that we're going to have the transfer funds in the winter, maybe we could go after them. So these are the type of players I think Milan could potentially go for in the winter. Can we win against Juventus in the Super Cup with Montella? I mean, it's still 3 months away, so there's still a lot of time. I want to see how Milan could develop really with Montella from now on for these next 3 months. But yes, I do believe that we could win. There's always a belief. It's going to be tough nonetheless, for sure. But hopefully this will be the right time that we could finally pick up a trophy. The news about Verratti, yes, but I don't consider them really reliable. So honestly, Verratti would be a dream for me, but for many other people. But personally, I don't think that it will happen. So guys, once again, for those of you that just came in the stream, my apologies for not making too many videos this week. I will be making, of course, a match preview tomorrow and the review on Sunday for Milan Udinese. And of course, when there's breaking news or important news, I will be making videos throughout the week. This was my first week back at school, so it was a bit tough. But I will once again start picking it up in the next few days. So that will be it, guys, for this live stream. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget that you can still send in your comments if you want to talk about something. I'll be reading them. I'll catch you guys later for another video. This has been Gio signing off, and as always, Forza Milan.